Hello, everybody. All right, so it's been a while since the last podcast, over a month. A lot has happened. One of the reasons we're not doing the podcast that much is because obviously how busy we are with the autism, anxiety, all that stuff, which I'm going to talk about today. But also because I don't know if it's of interest out there. Honestly, if we look at at YouTube and everything, we're getting very little engagement, right? Not that many views and no comment either way. I don't know if you guys like it, the podcast, if you dislike it. I feel I'm a little bit talking to myself sometimes. So I just don't know if it's of use, the podcast or not. Yeah. So lately, like maybe it's just the fitness industry or overall, but just lately, I don't feel like education is a priority for people. So I've lost a little bit of the fire in that sense because I can't tell if people want to hear me talk or not, honestly.
Yeah, I think no matter what, it's important for you to do a podcast, to put your ideas out there so it's stored somewhere.
Right,
as you
but
see
it's,
with people,
yeah,
for example,
yeah.
taking over the torque things and use it for their home, you can see on YouTube, we already released it so and so many years ago. I mean, those things I think is...
Right, and I don't give a shit, honestly.
Yeah,
I'm at a stage where I really don't care.
Yeah, I know you
like, because, yeah, people are taking the stuff, which I don't mind because I put it obviously out there for everybody to have. It'd be nice to have some credit thrown my way, honestly, because if I came up with the stuff, I think you're more than welcome to use it. I just think it's normal, if not polite, to give credit where credit is due. I always do it. Let's put it this way.
Politeness. So it's just...
Yeah, it's just polite, that's all. Anyway.
Why burn bridges?
So, yeah, exactly. Why burn bridges? But the point is like I'm less involved with all the Strongfit side because I just don't know where people want it to go. I'm mostly interested in education. I'm a teacher at heart. I like to teach stuff. I don't know that people are interested in that right now, in education, stuff like that. So that's why also I've been less active because honestly, I don't like to impose stuff on people. I'm not like that. Like I enjoy doing this a lot as long as people want to hear it. But if no one wants to hear it, I'm not going to do a podcast just to hear myself talk, honestly. Like I just I can do that in the shower and it's all good. I mean, so there's been the reason.
We talk with each other all the time, so we don't need a camera.
We don't need witnesses, to talk about that. Like I'm still studying, I'm still doing all that stuff. I just, like when you don't get the follow-up from people, good or bad, like it's just we don't get comments. I don't get people reaching out. I don't get the emails anymore. I don't get all that. So maybe it's through my own fault that I'm going back toward obscurity. But all right, if that's where people, honestly, if the interest in my work does not drive people anymore, at least in that particular field of fitness, then it's okay. Like it's not like I'm doing the other stuff I want to talk about today. But so
yeah, and I feel like the people that are interested are in direct contact with you, or on the mentoring program, or invested with you on a personal level. So you don't need a podcast for that. But at the same time, I still think the podcast is really great, and I think
I know. I just don't think people are interested. Yeah, the world has changed because of the unknown virus of unknown origin.
COVID. I'm just gonna say
it. I'll bleep it, no way. Probably won't. But the world has changed with that, and YouTube and all that stuff makes it very hard for people like me to have a voice. It's YouTube, social media is really going toward the celebrity model.
I honestly think also that people expect you to sell your stuff, and if you're not sell your stuff, people assume it's not of value. I feel like that's really today's society right now. If you don't sell your stuff, they basically feel like you don't believe in your stuff, so why would they buy it, type of thing.
Yeah, probably. I don't do that shit.
I know, and that's the feeling.
But that's a little bit my point is I don't do that shit. No. And so maybe this is not the world the way it is right now is not a place for me to do my thing. Yeah, all right.
So I feel like the people who are truly interested in this, just purely the Strongfit stuff, will still reach out to you and contact you.
Anyway, so be it. I wanted to explain. So in the meantime, where is this going? So you're going to hear about autism and anxiety a lot more. Until guys want to hear about internal talk, this will be mostly toward autism and things like this. So where are we with that? So we're going to open our first gym in San Francisco, most likely around September. So Mike is going to move there from Divergent Fitness in San Francisco to pave the way for what we're doing. I'm going to explain what is it that we're doing. And then we have a fundraiser actually listed for July so that we can, we have seed angels that will get the first gym going and a few programs around San Francisco. Most likely this will be followed by a gym in New York around Rutgers, because like, for example, in 2 weeks on April 16th, I believe, there is a big talk called the MOVE Initiative, right? That is the group I belong to that is going to make an announcement about autism to the community at Rutgers University. And then, and so, you know, seek, I think the number is at $1 billion a year from the government toward autism research and things like this. I am part of that group. And my part of that group is providing the gyms, the center of care, and the program so that we can have a fitness-related system for kids and adults on the autism side of things, which there is none right now, not organized, so that's what we're trying to do. And so we're going to start with one gym in San Francisco so that it'll be kind of a lab, so we can develop our system, because we want also to have the data collection with it that will go toward the dashboard, things like that. The idea of that is this is the beta that we're going to use to go much, much, much bigger. So we want a hybrid system with gyms that we'll own in places and programs at most likely CrossFit gyms or functional fitness gyms where they can serve their own population. And we're going to do that through fitness and through the Strongfit principles and the movement that you all know me for with sandbag, rope pulls, and all that stuff. So that's moving really, really well on that side. And it's really cool. And so it's moving forward, right? And so it's moving so well. Like, for example, Mike is doing such an important job at his gym in Simi Valley that the local regional center is sending him so many people that he's right now has a waiting list of 20 people, right? Yeah. So that's 20 families we cannot help. So we're going to open a second location in Simi Valley just so we can have this. What's interesting for this and what I would like for people to understand is, and I'm going to be crude about this, but I'm going to talk about the business side of autism for a second there. There is so much money in autism you don't understand. I don't know where it's going. We're talking the hundreds of billions a year between government and private money. I don't know where it's going. Like, it's not like you see the progress being done that much or stuff like that. We're still stuck with the ABA toward the school system and all of that. We are in need of doing better. But for example, in California, they have something called regional centers. They used to be called crisis center, and now they're regional center. Now that Mike in his town has a good relationship with a regional center, the reason he has that is because parents keep talking about the people there, how great Mike is doing. And so what he has is he had the regional center sending him at least 2 new students per week. So you understand, the regional center pays all training, 0 money come out of the parents. The parents just have to get in touch with the regional center, and everything is paid for by the state of California to Mike's gym. So you're talking about usually like 2 sessions a week in the average of $700 a month, and you get 2 kids a week. You can do the math on that one. There is a need for the autism population to have training center, but there's also a business there that a lot of us could get into that moves forward.
Yeah, and I want to add to that, because why you're saying that is because I think a lot of CrossFit coaches, especially Strongfit involved CrossFit coaches, are such passionate coaches, right? And they want to have the best for their clients and everything. And that's a good place where the money should go to. And these are people who need help and can actually really involve a lot with strong principles and training the correct way. Like if you see Mike's gym, like this is where a place where the money should go to, because it's helping so many
and let's be honest, like the fitness industry has gotten killed with COVID and everything. What worries me the most is where the people that didn't get killed are the Chris Hemsworth, who sold his training app for $12 million.
Just do push-ups and you're gonna look like me.
Right, train like me, gonna look like me. I'm like, all right. So.
Are you sure you were not on a little bit of juice when you were training?
And you have the genetics for it, and all you did was train and eat. Anyway, not to go back into that, but the functional fitness realm took a huge hit, right? And so a lot of you, I'm sure, are struggling, just like Maddie. I hear the stories in the back, and so I see a gigantic opportunity because I see a population that needs help. And coaches, I think CrossFit coaches are the people that have the best intent in their heart in the fitness industry.
That's exactly the point
they
I wanted to make.
Passionate people with the right intent. So we have a population in need and a population of coaches in need. All right, if we could get the two together, then we could go somewhere. Again, like just California alone, look at what the regional center is doing.
And I think they're a perfect fit because
like one student, 2 sessions of 30 to 45 minutes a week, $700. Shit, how many of those do you need?
Yeah, exactly. Like, and you're doing good work.
By the way, they're one-on-ones, okay, but imagine like you could, again, you could help your gym, help yourself, help a population in need. Yeah. What else do you need?
Yeah, and if you see, like, I was with you on the Coaches Week, and man,
the
it's
impact.
Such a great atmosphere. Like Mike created such a great thing there, and you see the kids there, but you also hear the parents, and their life has changed because of it. And what's more beautiful as a coach, that's all you want, I can imagine.
I believe so. I believe so. So I'm at a stage where, to me, it's very simple. It's like the way the fitness industry is like this, honestly, I want to say fuck off. I'm moving toward the autism stuff, and it's moving really fast and the correct way with a lot of money behind. I would like to invite as many of you as you can to join me that way. The other part, when this works, so by next year I might go dark on social media, because where this is going, I want no part of. Like, this is emotion over facts. This is like, I want to look a certain way instead of performing a certain way. This is not about education. It's about just doing, we're going backwards to the world before CrossFit, where like the only program that are selling right now, Rich Frolling's program, Matt Frazier, people that are CrossFit Games champion. Are you sure this is the best program for you? Like, to follow what those genetic freaks are doing? And I'm sure Matt Frazier and they all program correctly. That's not my point. My point is, this was always about the mid-level competitions, your local competition, your local box.
It's about the community.
The community, right? The coaches there and everything. And now we're going back toward the adulation of celebrity and all that stuff. And it's, again, there's a darkness growing within all this. You're going to see the anxiety, like that Haley girl at 18 who has to quit because she had such an eating disorder and anxiety. Trust me, she's not the only one. This is spreading. We're going back to the same bullshit we were doing before Greg Glassman showed up and instilled the correct intent back into the fitness industry. If he did something, he did that. He put the intent back in. Because before him, he was always looking the part. We're going back to looking the part. I want none of that. I'm a teacher. I teach tension over position, so I'm certainly not going to do my stuff just to get a six-pack. So this is not the world I want to be part of. So what I found is a population that happens to be mine, since I'm on the spectrum, that is in dear need of coaches with the right intent. All right, then I want to take as many of you as I can with me. So to tell you about that, it's moving forward really well. It seems like it's moving forward really well. Until the money's on the account, until the girl in the Uber, you can't really, don't count your chickens, basically. But it's moving forward. Like, we're going to have the first gym, then the first programs. We're going to spread the programs around the US, but at the same time, we're going to try to help with regional centers or whatever states have, because they're all a little bit different. Like, we want to push toward that population, and we have a humongous backing to do so. Proof being that talk at Rochdale University in 10 days. Yes. That's going to be a very large event, and I am part of that group, so this is moving forward. And we're going to use the Strongfit principles to do that. So what we're going to need is we're going to need an education system on how to train functional training for autism, right? And so for that, I created a new mentoring program that I put on this own space called Spectrum. I know it's funny because I used the Spectre from James Bond, but anyway, a new space in Mighty Networks as a mentoring program. Eventually, we'll have a website where we'll put all this together, because our goal is to develop not just gyms but a community, a little bit like the CrossFit one has, because the parents are in dire need of a community where they can talk and feel like human beings again. So you have a very underserved population, a more underserved population with the parents of autistic kids that are not understanding what is happening to their child, feel very alone, very alienated. No one wants to help really because the symptoms are hard to deal with. No one wants to train the kids because they can be hard to deal with. So there's a number of things there where it screams community, and that's why we want to develop those programs is to create a community for the autism population, but for the parents as well. And on all of that, what we're going to bring as well is the data collection. We're going to get the data, HRV, a number of things, and start to feed that into a dashboard so that the parents can have the data of their own kid, but also so that we can start to understand where to look when we look at autism, because that's what science is for, is to tell you where to look. And right now, we don't necessarily know exactly where to look. If you are interested in those things, I am more than willing to do more podcasts on the subject. For example, I would like to explain the differences, but also the similarities between movement and speech. I believe they are actually the same thing. If you understand movement, you understand speech, and vice versa. Speech is a major issue with ASD, so that's something we're also going to start studying, and I have a few ideas where this wants to go. So now imagine if we had 100 programs. 100 programs is 10,000 families. Right, so even if all gyms don't have 100 families, let's say they have 50 on average. 5,000 families, I don't care, 2,500 families. 2,500 families that could be tested with the same training program, the same data collection on the same point. Now you got a study that moves the needle forward. And then all scientists would be like, oh, we need to use this because they have a way for us to study the goddamn thing. And we could move the needle forward doing that.
And you can actually start to have proof, like we all know Strongfit principles work, but we have actually proven we can actually move things
forward. But if we can do that in those studies, then guess what? You get grants from the government suddenly. And so the idea would be that parents don't have to pay for the care for their kids. Then the government would do that. So you making money, and very importantly, parents don't pay out of pocket. So it's like being covered by insurance. It'd be the same thing, even better, because they wouldn't even pay, they wouldn't have to pay an exorbitant sum of health insurance in order to have access to that. So we can do this. Like we're going to work really hard toward that. We have very powerful people that are very, very interested in that field, because again, there is so much money in autism. It's absurd. It's not that it's not being used well. I think we can do better with this. And obviously this is a fight I want to take on, because my daughter, my wife, Miss Asperger 2023, she just got a title again, on top of managerial position. And then myself, right? It's a fight that needs to happen. It's growing for a number of reasons. There is a need there, and honestly, no one wants to take that on. And so I think we can make, CrossFit coaches, in the sense, not necessarily CrossFit issue, but the CrossFit community. Let me put it this way: the CrossFit community could make a humongous impact into this. Most of my followers come from the CrossFit community. Not all of them, but most of them. But it doesn't matter. I would like to see as many of you on the mentoring program. The reason also is a selfish one. I'm going to need coaches for my programs. When this starts to develop, imagine if I develop 50 gyms in a year, right? 3-4 coaches per gym, and suddenly it's 200. That's a lot of coaches to train, right? I need to start early so that I have the coaches ready to go whenever we open the gyms, the program, and all of that. This will move forward, and at some point it's going to move forward fast. When it does, we will be able to truly move the needle forward. But there will be also a humongous amount of opportunity for those coaches. You know me, I don't bullshit, I don't sell anything. I think the only thing I've ever done was to say that my knee sleeves, what's your name? Neoprene? No, not the neoprene knee sleeves, the ribbon. The ribbon knee sleeves were the greatest thing that I used, because I was using them at the time. I've never endorsed a product outside of that, not even one time. I don't do that shit, right? But I can tell you, this is important and this is working. It's moving forward. Again, we have a huge fundraiser in July to go toward that first gym and programs in San Francisco, but also toward the startup. It's moving. And this will get large. It might not get really big within the fitness industry. Let me explain what I mean by that. Many eyes might not be on this in the fitness industry, because they're going to look at, oh, you're just training autistic kids. First of all, that's not true, because this will always go toward anxiety, which is much bigger than just autism. But so from the fitness perspective, people might not see why we do that much. But I can tell you that from the autism world, what we're about to do will be a revolution, because there is no one like us. There is no one doing what we do. No one wants to train them physically and everything. all they want to do is put the kids on drugs and shove them into centers. No one wants to deal with them because the symptoms can be difficult. So parents are left fighting for their lives on that one, with always that horrible feeling that when they go away, no one will be able to take care of their kids. All parents that I talk to say that. They're like, what happens when I'm not there anymore? That is their number one fear. And they're and they're 24/7 taking care of the kids and everything. It's a very difficult life for the parents, and no one talks about it. There's no community for them to talk to each other. It's very much a underserved population, kids and parents, and we can do something about that. And that's what I'm offering you guys, is to do something about this. So we have the mentoring program. We're going to develop an affiliate system for the programs where you'll have the mentoring program, and also like we will show you the business side of it, like how to get in touch a regional center or whatever you have in your state, to look at grants, and then how to move the system forward so we can deal with that population. But this is becoming real. And so the mentoring program, like if you go on Instagram at Strongfit1, like a link in the bio, and I'll put the link in the description on YouTube. This is becoming real. Like Mike is moving to San Francisco, normally in June. Fundraiser is in July. By September, we're starting. It's only a few months away. It's gonna go. Cool. And the second is one in San Francisco.
It is amazing.
Most likely, we'll do New York at Rutgers, because Elizabeth Torres, which is a very, very famous researcher for autism, is there. So I'm guessing we're going to have to open one there as well. I have other very exciting news of the people I want to join the group under this. That will be, those are names that want to go into all this. Like this is moving forward. Yeah. So this is where I'm going. What I'm asking is who wants to follow me. I'll go where I go. You follow me or you don't, but this is where I'm going. And I hope a lot of you will come with us, because it's going to be a hell of a trip.
It will be.
Yeah, and I believe in that one 100%.
Yeah, and it's with the right intention of making
the world a better place.
Yeah.
The world of autism.
The world of autism, but also the world of CrossFit in a way, because of the CrossFit coaches and people that you were able to give a better career path in the world of autism.
Right, and and also we want to create a new job in that sense.
Yes,
it's like
exactly.
there is a part of CrossFit, for example, that deals with disability, but autism is his own thing.
Yeah.
But
it needs a lot of personal one-on-one care of human work.
Right. But the fact is we need you, coaches, to go there. And some education is required, because autism is his own thing. So we want to provide the education. We also want to provide the business acumen and guidance to navigate all that, and then with government money and then regional money, so federal versus state money, all that stuff, how to get to parents, organize a community for the parents. We could do such good with all this. And I believe we could create a new job in a way. Like again, it won't be, I don't think it'll be that visible within the fitness industry, but within the autism world, we could create a massive footprint.
And eventually moving towards anxiety and everything.
Right, but in the autism world, the footprint we could create is massive. And look at Mike, just out of one gym is helping 100 families.
Man, that
and now more when we when we open the second one, we're talking about 150, 180, 200 families. Like 200 families, that's a lot of people. One man. And his coaches, so it's not one man because his coaches, but look at what one gym can do. One gym is 100 families.
Like Kennedy, Omar, and Mike, they changed a lot of people's life.
Like that makes, isn't that why we all joined? Is that why we all did this? To make a difference, to move the needle forward. And so in that space, I feel like can be of use, like a real use, right? Not just putting 10 pounds on your deadlift, but just like actually moving the needle, like an important needle forward, right? And so that's where we're going.
And I think, like, at least for me, when I started CrossFit, it was always so cool to have that atmosphere in a gym. And I feel like in that gym, the atmosphere is even better. Like there's respect towards each other, there's an understanding without saying it really. There's
because any improvement is amazing. It's life changing for them. Yeah,
they're encouraging.
Because they think the kids is only getting worse, not better. So whenever they see improvement, everybody is so like it's just it's uplifting to a degree that I haven't seen in a long time.
Exactly, and it was like very impressive. I think, for everybody who was there during the Coaches Week as well.
If you want to hear more about that, then just, comment, send me an email, talk to me on DM on Instagram. Just tell me where you guys at. And then I hope it's going to be a lot of you. Bye, everybody.